Hi, this is Arthur from the Minute Review Show. If you have a minute, I have an opinion. What if I were to tell you that you could find decent Cantonese food and dim sum near the crossroads of the world in Times Square? In this video, I review a few items at Dim Sum Sam. Come join me and let's see what we get for our money.
Okay, let's take a look at the Dim Sum Sam menu. It's this takeout menu. It's in 4 sides. And let's take a look at the first part. First part, we have the meat section. Now, these are the meats without anything else. And then we have the other section where there is fried dough, beef stew, pork belly sandwiches. So this is more of the side dishes that you can order. Over here, you have the noodle rolls, the chung fan, the noodle rolls. So there appears to be maybe 4 choices. One interesting omission that I see from here is that there isn't a shrimp noodle roll. And then next we have the rice bowls. Now these are the roast meats over white rice. Here's a 2 combination over rice for about $15. And then we have a plain congee right below it. So there's the congee section. There's about 5 different items here. All appear to be pretty cheap. All appear to be under $10. Next we have the dim sum. Now all of these seem to be standard. We have shrimp hagao, we have shumai, we have pork buns, and a whole bunch of other dim sums. We have some baked and fried dim sum. They include spring rolls, as you can see. Here's a sesame ball with lotus seeds. You have egg tarts. You have crispy barbecue roast pork buns. Over here you have different cold appetizers. Some of them are chicken feet, beef tripe. And then you have a whole bunch of Hong Kong style drinks over here. Hi, this is Arthur again from the Minute Review Show. Today we're near Times Square on 40th Street and 7th Avenue, well, closer to 8th Avenue. And we're here to try out Dim Sum Sam, which is one of the few dim sum restaurants near Times Square. It's literally 3 blocks away from all the madness of Times Square. So we're gonna see if Cantonese food has a place in Times Square that we can rely on. When you walk into the dining room, you're presented with a sauce and utensil station. The first item that we're looking at is the beef rice roll. And this one is actually pretty big, bigger than a normal dim sum size. This is $6.50, and it appears to be about maybe 7 or 8 inches long. There appears to be 3 rice rolls, which is standard. And the skin seems to be pretty thin, so it looks very promising. I'm not sure if they made this when I asked for it, so hopefully it is made to order. I could probably tell when I taste it, but so far it looks pretty promising. Next we're going to try the beef rice roll. This is what it looks like, and as I had showed you before, it looks like it's made to order. So let's give this a try, see if it really is. Okay, the first thing that I notice is that all the rice rolls seem to be stuck together. See, in one whole large piece, so they haven't been separated. And I think the style that they have is actually the kind where they don't cut it into 3 separate rolls. They just steam it on a pan and just scrape it up. Seems to be okay, but it seems to be very sticky and very starchy. I'm having trouble actually removing it from the entire block of rice flour, you see. So yeah, it's okay to eat, but I'm seeing that they put in some soy sauce, but somehow the soy sauce doesn't have any flavor for some reason. It's not salty at all. It's just there for color. So I don't know. I think in order to jazz this up, I have to go back to the condiment counter and get some more soy sauce for this. The soy sauce that they provide is actually pretty tasteless. So yeah, not too good. See, it's one giant congealed piece. So yeah, I think it's okay if you're hungry. Once again, this isn't bad food, but it could be made a little better. It could be a little more silky, a little more supple. But this is like a block of dough, which, like I said, is good if you're hungry. But if you're looking for super high quality, this ain't it. Before I had mentioned that the beef trung fan didn't have much flavor. And it wasn't that tasty. So what I did was I got some soy sauce, and I just dipped my chopstick in here, and this is actually a sweet soy sauce. I think this is what the noodles need. The beef rice roll. I'm gonna pour the whole thing in there because this thing needs a lot of help. Okay, it's all in there. So let's see if this can make the beef rice roll taste like a beef rice roll. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Does much better. Has given the rice noodles a flavor. There's another thing that I should mention is that the way that the beef is implemented in these rolls, it's in these tiny little pieces, like ground beef, what's sprinkled over the top. It's not in one giant loaf. So I think this is the type of rice noodle that they steamed and then they just scrape up from the bottom. Okay. The flavor is better, but once again, these noodles could be a bit more silky and the beef could be more abundant. This dish costs $6.50, so I think they could have put a little more stuff in here. It's edible, but not the best. Next we have the roast pork noodles. Now, in this order, they seem to give you a lot of roast pork. I'm digging this up and it looks like there's about 3.5 inches of roast pork and some more over here. So maybe 4 to 5 inches serving of roast pork. The bowl itself isn't that big. You can see it looks like it's maybe a 7 or 8 inch bowl. I've seen bigger bowls. You get a tea egg over here and get some choy sum over here. And let's take a look at the noodles. Okay, good. These noodles look pretty promising. They look very thin. They look like the crunchy type, so I'm hoping that they are. We're gonna give this a try pretty soon. Very promising. Okay, the next dish I'm going to try is the roast pork noodle soup. Now, what you can see, it's a fairly small bowl. Well, I would say medium-sized bowl. About 8 inches big, the bowl. Let's try the noodles first. I don't want these to get soggy. The noodles are perfect. They're perfect because they're crunchy. The last time I had noodles this crunchy was actually in Hong Kong many years ago. It was really good. They're the egg noodles, not super yellow, like a lightish color, but the flavor of the soup, nice and salty. It has that fishy flavor, which is indicative of a good wonton noodle soup. It makes the noodles taste so good. The crunchy texture is amazing. Crunch, crunch. Oh yeah, if you come here, this is what to order. Next we're going to try the roast pork. Now this is what the roast pork looks like. It looks like a very well marinated roast pork. There isn't much fat in this one, but that doesn't mean that it's bad. Unlike the roast pig that I just had. Yes. Even though there's not a lot of fat, the marination is very good. It penetrated all the way through. Roast pork is delicious. Very nice. Not only that, another good thing about this soup is that they provide plenty of pork. Before, I noticed that there was probably about like 5 inches in length, about that much roast pork inside the soup. So that's another big plus for this roast pork soup. Next, we'll try the tea egg. This is what the tea egg looks like. And yeah, it looks pretty standard. Let's see. Yes, very nice. It has that soy sauce flavor on the edge of the egg. Not too salty. A slight sweetness. A very well done tea egg. Dim Sum Sam offers some condiments. Here's some soy sauce and here's some chili sauce. Now this chili sauce is the kind with the chili oil and with the chili pieces mixed in. I'm going to put that into my roast pork noodle soup and see how it is. Here it goes. Here's the noodle. That homemade chili sauce is really good. It's not super flaming hot. It's just a mild heat with lots of oil, and it has an earthy flavor, and it's more like a chili paste. I like it. It's classic Cantonese chili oil, and much better than the ones that you can get in the jar. And here's the final item that I ordered. This is called the crispy pork belly. And right away, I can tell that I'm probably going to be disappointed with this order. When you order pork belly, you should have a couple of layers of fat. This is probably from the rump of the pork, so there's hardly any fat on this. So you just have the crispy pork, and then you have a little fat here, and nothing else. And this one looks totally dry on top, so that's not good. I don't know why they did this. I don't know why on the menu it says pork belly, but this definitely isn't pork belly, so not good. Okay, we're going to try the pork belly, and what we're given here is that we're given the pork belly with a sweet sauce. It is a hoisin sauce. So I'm going to pick some of these pieces. I already looked at the pork belly, and it's not pork belly. It's just pork. Look how dry this is. The entire thing is just dry meat. So let's see if this is any good. Okay. Immediately, the fat to meat ratio is almost all meat. It's like 95% meat and 5% fat. Not good. If they advertise this as pork belly, they should serve you pork belly. This is not a cut from the pork belly. I can immediately tell. So it's not good. But if you just want to eat meat and eat meat with very little pork, this is for you. But for me, taste-wise, it's definitely not good. Okay, the meal is over. And what can I say about Dim Sum Sam? I'll give you the pluses first. The biggest plus is that they're located at Times Square. We're only 3 blocks away from all the craziness of Times Square. If you want dim sum, this is a place where you can have it. They have pretty much a full menu of it. It's a buy and carry type of restaurant where you just order in the front and then you just bring a tray to a room in the back where you can have your meal. No tips are necessary. That's another big plus. But the downside of this is that it's a little more expensive than what you get in Chinatown. If you want to go down to Chinatown, it's going to take about half an hour to get there from here. So if you want something a little closer to Times Square, this is a good place to go. The big plus that I had here was the noodle soups. I'm assuming all the noodles are going to be prepared in the same way, nice and crunchy. The roast pork was very good. The downside of what I had was the rice roll and the roast pig. The roast pig was not pork belly as they had advertised on the menu. That was super disappointing. That was about, I think, almost $15 worth of roast pig that had only maybe 2 millimeters of fat and 1 millimeter of skin. Not good. And I'm sure they served the better pieces to someone else. I just didn't happen to be the person to get that piece, so I was pretty disappointed. The other thing that was a little disappointing was the beef rice rolls. Beef rice rolls were a bit pasty, a little bit tasteless. It needed the hot sauce and the soy sauce to revive it. But even with the extra added flavor, it was a bit pasty and there wasn't enough beef in it to make it worth it. So that was a kind of a thumbs down for me. Despite those two criticisms, I'm not saying that food is inedible. You can still eat it if you're hungry, but they just didn't do it the way that I like it. Some people might like it, but I don't like it. So in any case, if you want dim sum, this is an option, one of the few options near Times Square. And finally, to end this review on a positive note, the roast pork noodles were excellent. I have to say that if you come here, order the noodles, because the roast pork noodles have that crunchiness that you have in Hong Kong style roast pork noodles. A lot of places in Chinatown don't have that crunchiness. This place does, so it just brings me right back to Hong Kong. And this is something that you should order when you come here. I want to thank everyone for watching the Minute Review Show. This week we hit 1,000 subscribers. I want to thank everyone. And in the coming months, I'm going to be making many more videos. And please look at my playlist. I have playlists for Manhattan, for Queens, also Cantonese restaurants. So take a look at them. I'm sure you'll find a couple of interesting restaurants to look at and also comment on. Also, please feel free to send me some restaurant recommendations. Thank you so much.
The total cost of this visit was $37.45.